Henry Burris TV is brought to you by Hockey Central Sports Memorabilia, Sylvan Lake, and Supreme Menswear, simply the best. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Crockett. This is Tubbs.
Hey, look.
Yeah, they dress us up pretty good on this show, don't they?
Oh, yeah. We look
wow,
great.
look at that.
Excellent. Muy excellent day.
Bad thing about you wearing that home, Nicole's going to take it off. You got new drapes.
Kind of kinky.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's leave that one alone. We want to talk to you a little bit about the crap that's been going on about you. There's a lot of crap going on about you. And personally, why in the hell do I tie my train to this man? Because I got such a squeaky clean image in this. Oh, forgot who I was. Anyhow. The TSN guys were a little hard on you. First of all, with the pumping of the fist at the fans. And anyhow, Glenn Suter was doing that, but he came out and did the man up thing and came to the hotel and apologized. So let's hear what happened with that.
Well, I mean, first it all started. I'm an emotional player. I've been doing this for 12 years as far as in the CFL, 15 years in professional football. Football is a very emotional game. And I mean, if you don't come out and play with emotion, play with a lot of energy, then your execution level will definitely be low. And if there's one person that has to play with a lot of energy and get his guys going, it's me. But again, you have to be the person that you are, and that's what makes you who you are and makes you successful at who you are. So, of course, during the game, you know, I had a bad pass, threw a bad pass, and I never fist pump toward my players, because the one thing I don't want them to know is that it's their fault. If I throw a bad pass, make a mistake, it's my fault. So therefore, I always turn my back to the team, and I just let all my aggression go in one movement. And that's my way to kind of, you know, get rid of the stress. So therefore, the next play, I'm able to come back and, you know, I threw an interception on the next play, which wasn't good, but I still alleviated the stress. However, I heard following the game that it wasn't that maybe Henry Burris, you know, fist pumped or flipped off the crowd. Henry Burris flipped off the crowd, yep. Which was, you know, what was stated by Glenn Suter on TSN during the game. And, of course, he manned up. I saw him when we arrived in Edmonton, and he said, hey, you know, I just wanted to say I apologize for what I did, but I went on my radio show, and I said, of course, if Henry Burris said he didn't do it, I know Henry, and he didn't do it. But, of course, with me, like I told you, the part that makes me upset is the fact that these people know me. And as much as I do in the community, greet every person with a smile and a hug and give them nothing but encouragement and confidence, why would I say that type of stuff to people, do those types of things, and then turn around and flip them all? You know, that would be out of my character. That's a person I'm not, and that's a person I will never be. And so for the people who know me, know Henry Burris and the type of person I am, that's why it was disappointing in that situation. Okay,
but you did give the pump after the touchdown in Edmonton.
Yeah, I mean, that was the longest touchdown run I've had in a long time. I mean, for a 36-year-old man to be able to have that much big of a game-changing touchdown in that scenario, especially in that situation, for us to go on the road, a team who's had our number all year, they fought their butts off to kind of change the tide with Edmonton and Calgary. But for me to be able to contribute that way using my feet more than my arm is something that I'm definitely going to be needed to do throughout the rest of the season. And to make that happen for our team and to give us a big score at the time, you know, I had to let some emotion go, which got our guys going and allowed us to be able to finish the game and get a big win.
Another TSN thing. Okay, so every quarterback goes through this once in a while. You have one of those games, and up in Edmonton, you just listen to the guys. They said, okay, what's wrong with Henry? You know, he's missing the short, wide-open guys. And my explanation to everybody, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong, I went on to with Pollock this week on our show, and he asked me about it. And I said, here's what it is. Sometimes, as a quarterback, when you have somebody so wide open, you try and touch it.
Yeah.
And when you try and touch it, it takes away from all your mechanics. And then I said, but did you see when he went downfield? What happened there? He zings it, he throws everything he's got into it, and it's perfect. Right. Am I right or wrong on that?
Well, you're right. I mean, to me, it's all about two things: mechanics with your feet, and also between the two widest things in the world are between your ears. Because sometimes as a quarterback,
it's a mental game, isn't it?
It is. It's very mental. For a quarterback, it's 95% mental, 5% physical. Because I don't care who you are. You can run as fast as the speed of light. But if you can't get back there and execute the play and make a read, because all teams won't let you run. I mean, ask Mike Vick last year against the Green Bay Packers. They made sure he didn't. But the bottom line is, if you can't execute a game plan and think ahead of what the defense is doing, you're not going to win as a quarterback.
Yeah.
But for me, the problem was I was aiming my throws, trying to make the safe throw, whether it's, make sure it's not an interception, where either our player can only catch it or nobody, not being the confident guy that I usually am, where I zip it in there and whatever happens, happens. But, 9 times out of 10, our guy catches it. That's what the problem was. But now I got back, I'm going to get back to that during practice and make sure that, coming up against the BC Lions, I don't have that same problem where I'm able to zip the ball in there regardless of how tight the coverage is and have confidence doing it.
Yeah, well, quarterbacks can have those days. Donovan McNabb, how long has he been playing? 13 years?
Forever.
Yeah. And he's younger than you, isn't he?
Yeah, a couple years.
39 yards, the Viking game. Man. 39 total yards. 2 in the second half.
1 million per yard.
Wow. Yeah.
But Donovan's a prime example of a number of quarterbacks who will go out there and have that bad day.
Yep.
I'll look back on the game we played Montreal here. Yep. Anthony Calvillo didn't have his typical day. He was a 50% passer in that game. Well, nobody brought up that. But, of course, Henrik Burris has a 50% day, and that's a big thing. However, the bottom line, it's how you come back as a person. As a quarterback, you're not judged on, you had a bad game. You're judged on how you come back. And that's what makes players go from good to being special. And so it's going to happen at some point in the season. The season's too long. 18 games, you're bound to have a bad game. There's no way possible you can go throughout an entire – as Tom Brady, he had his at the worst possible time in the Super Bowl after going undefeated throughout the regular season. So trust me, give me mine at the midway point. People can say all they want, but I'd rather have it now than at the end of the season.
All you had to do is watch Sunday Night Football to see some big-name quarterbacks have big-name bad games.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And another note, when whoever dresses you, make sure that they don't put Eskimo colors into your jacket because it clashes with the red in your eyes. Go Eskimos.
Thanks, Aaron.
Jesus Christ.